Imagine a world where a simple cut could lead to an agonizing death, where a fever could spiral dangerously out of control, and where countless lives are lost to infections that today we treat with the simplest of antibiotics. It feels like a distant ghost story, one that weaves through the fabric of history, yet it is the reality that our ancestors faced just a few generations ago. As you settle in, I invite you to embark on a journey through time, a journey that will reveal how antibiotics, a miraculous gift of modern medicine, revolutionized healthcare and saved millions of lives. As we turn the pages of history, it is staggering to realize that before the discovery of antibiotics, even the most routine surgeries were fraught with perilous risks. Imagine a world in which a woman giving birth could easily succumb to infections after delivery, a world where surgeries were often a gamble with fate. In these moments, a mere infection could serve as a death sentence, not a mere inconvenience. But hold tight, just when the specter of disease loomed the largest, hope emerged in a most unexpected form. In 1928, an unassuming British bacteriologist named Alexander Fleming was toiling away in his lab, studying the properties of Staphylococci bacteria. One day, upon returning from vacation, he noticed something extraordinary. A petri dish that had been contaminated with mold showed no signs of bacterial growth around the mold. This mold was later identified as Penicillium notatum, and from this moment on, the unfathomable potential of antibiotics began to unfold. Fleming's serendipitous discovery would eventually lead to the development of penicillin, heralding a new era in medicine. But why should we stop here? The story weaves deeper and becomes more profound. Picture the immediate aftermath, a world still in the throes of the First World War, where injuries were rampant, and the lack of effective treatments left countless soldiers succumbing to infections. As the dust settled from the war, the bacterial onslaught continued. Lives were cut short, families mourning fathers and sons, brothers and friends, all lost to pathogens that thrived in their wounds. The promise of medical science loomed large, and whispers of a revolution began to reverberate through the medical community. As we journey forward into the 1940s, the breakthrough of penicillin rapidly gained traction, allowing doctors to wield it as a potent weapon against infections. These antibiotic treatments began to save lives in ways previously thought impossible. Imagine soldiers waking from surgery, returning from the brink of death, thanks to this incredible new medicine. The hospitals that once echoed with the sounds of despair now buzzed with hope as a wave of recovery swept through. The implications of this new weapon in our medical arsenal were earth-shattering. A once grim battlefield transformed, typhoid, syphilis, pneumonia, and countless other once deadly infections were diminished. Superheroes of the medical world, physicians armed with antibiotics, began treating everyday afflictions, pets with skin infections, and even managing chronic conditions effectively. But how did this miracle continue to evolve? What went into the recipe for this extraordinary transformation? Fast forward to the latter half of the 20th century. The thrill of victory that followed penicillin's debut didn't stop with just one medicine. Antibiotic research opened up realms of possibilities, leading to the discovery of a multitude of antibiotics: streptomycin, tetracycline, and cephalosporins, each one a marvel in its own right. Each antibiotic brought unique strengths, targeting specific bacteria and expanding treatment options for previously resistant strains. Let's pause for a moment. Can you begin to sense the gravity of this transformation in healthcare? The potential to treat the previously untreatable changed the very landscape of human health. Yet, this achievement did not come without challenges. Like David facing Goliath, antibiotic resistance began to rear its reluctant head. the very weapons designed to save millions faced the risk of being rendered ineffective due to misuse and overprescription. Questions began to arise. Were we wielding our power recklessly? Were we prepared to combat the rising tide of superbugs emerging from the shadows? As our exploration takes shape, let us consider the ethical implications. Should doctors prescribe these powerful medicines for minor ailments, a practice sometimes led to a slippery slope? Every miracle comes with responsibilities. The medical community, backed by scientists and researchers, rallied together in the effort to combat resistance through education and better prescribing practices. With ethical frameworks and community awareness campaigns sprouting up, people grew committed to understanding the impact of antibiotic usage. Through perseverance and rigorous research, solutions emerged. Here comes an exhilarating twist. New antibiotics were developed as resistance patterns changed, engaging scientists in continual innovation. It was as if a game of chess was unfolding, with each new generation of antibiotics outperforming the last. Yet, the battle against resistance remains far from over. Indeed, it is a challenge worthy of our collective attention, an urgent reminder to tread carefully in our quest for health. Just as we began our journey in faith, we find a connection between medicine and the divine. As followers of Christ, we understand our responsibility as stewards of God's creation. Seeking wisdom in our healing practices is essential, even more so in the stewardship of antibiotics. They are not just chemical compounds. They are gifts of grace and knowledge, calling us to honor their potential to heal while recognizing our duty to protect humanity from the shadows of resistance. As we look ahead to the future, glimpses of hope shine through the clouds. Training the next generation of healthcare providers involves not only the sciences but a deep understanding of the sacred trust we hold. Medical education programs are increasingly focusing on stewardship of antibiotics alongside appropriate care strategies, ensuring that the miracle of antibiotics continues for generations to come. Imagine yourself in the role of a healer, a steward of grace. What if we could inspire those around us to be mindful practitioners, weaving wisdom alongside the science that guides our hands? We stand on the precipice of a new era of medicine, especially with advancements in technology, genetics, and microbiology. Researchers are diligently working to find novel antibiotics, deeper understandings of resistance, and even utilize the power of old cures for rising threats. Personalized medicine continues to unfold, creating customized treatment plans that ensure antibiotics are employed appropriately, targeting the right pathogens in the most effective ways possible. But what about the stories that these researchers and doctors can tell? Stories that inspire, heal, and illuminate the path forward. Real-life tales abound of public health measures that have successfully curbed the spread of infectious diseases. Vaccines, sanitation improvements, and education programs have served as walls of protection, and they are your story too. Your responsibility doesn't end with a prescription. Each of us can become an advocate in our communities, reshaping attitudes toward antibiotic use. Engaging in discussions about the importance of complete treatment regimens, understanding why it is vital to avoid unprescribed antibiotics, and fostering awareness are steps we can take to protect the miracle of antibiotics. Imagine a world where antibiotics remain effective for your children, their children, and beyond. The moral fabric of our society is woven around countless stories of hope, courage, and triumph. It points us to moments when individuals resisted fear and joined hands to support one another. Our collective narrative is a testament to faith, resilience, and the continuous development of life-saving innovations like antibiotics. So here's the challenge. How can we contribute our chapter in this ongoing tale of healing? As we draw our journey to a close, we reflect on the radiance of hope that antibiotics have cast upon humanity's path. With every life saved and every infection overcome, we can see the fingerprints of God's grace undeniably present in the world. Remember, though the quest for healing may evolve, our desire to save lives holds steadfast at the core of our being. We have the power to continue this legacy. Together, we can face the rising tide of resistance and keep fighting for a future where antibiotics remain a beacon of hope, where they once again bind us as a community of care, guided by the love and compassion poured into us by our Creator. So as you step back into your world, take with you the promise of antibiotic stewardship, the lessons learned about responsibility, and the stories of lives changed. Forge ahead, knowing that the revolutions in healthcare were made possible through miracles, perseverance, and a commitment to faith that pushes us to do better, be better. Let the echo of history remind us, the fight continues, and we must lead courageously into this vital chapter, ready to accept the mantle of responsibility and carry it forward with purpose. The story of antibiotics isn't just a tale of science, it's a testament to hope, healing, and our divine calling to cherish every life. Thank you for joining this journey woven from the threads of our shared humanity. Together, we can keep the light shining bright, illuminating the path for those who follow.